We started with smaller clubs in the UK. In the football world, we signed up London Broncos. We've signed up some football league clubs as well, Scottish Premier League club. And in doing that, we've built up case studies. We've shown that we're driving the click-through rates.
SEEEN's technology and media platform give its clients control over their video content and video inventory, and it's being used by customers from a range of sectors. For more, we're joined by the Chief Executive of SEEEN, Adrian Hargrave. So Adrian, can you give us a case study so we can go through the customer journey with them, with you? What is it that they want from the platform, and how does it work?
Absolutely. So, Sarah, I think we've got 50 plus customers across a variety of different industries. And, I think maybe one of the sectors that people understand innately around video is, for instance, sports. And in the sports world, one of the things that people are particularly looking for is increasing their return on video spend. Everyone has to make videos. Everyone makes videos for highlights. Some of it gets sold via broadcast. They make social content. But quite often, when you speak to the senior management team at these sports organizations, they're not 100% sure what the return on that investment is. They know they need to do it. They know they need to engage with fans. But the question is, how do you actually then turn that engagement into monetization, into an ROI, into justification for creating more video content? And that's what we're trying to help them with. So, for example, in some of our sites, we will take existing video content that they've already made and repurpose that and put in our shoppable video prompts. But also, it's just could be fan engagement. It doesn't have to be selling things, because fans and customers don't always want to be sold to. But we're driving roughly 10% click-through rates from people visiting our customers' websites and watching those videos. And that's how they're actually generating return, as well as the traditional ways of advertising and any other forms of video monetization. I'm sure you'll have more questions to go into, but that's, from a sports perspective, that's a particular feature, is we want to drive more ROI. We have to make video, but we also want to generate income from it.
You're right. I do have more questions, Adrian. I want to stay with the sport because I can see that you've got US Club Lacrosse and the American Sevens Football League as clients. So how did you onboard these customers, and how has SEEEN elevated their particular online presence and revenue generation for them as well as you?
Absolutely. So with those two customers, that's come through relationships that we've had in the US, but also built on some of the work we've done in the UK. We started with smaller clubs in the UK. In the football world, we signed up London Broncos. We've signed up some football league clubs as well, Scottish Premier League club. And in doing that, we've built up case studies. We've shown that we're driving the click-through rates. And using our sales connections in the industry, we've gone to people in the US, and those are two examples where we've started working with them and started delivering for them additional revenue streams from video. And how have we done that? We've taken their existing content that they're shooting and put it on YouTube or put it on Instagram. And then from there, we take the video content, especially when it's long form, and create what we call key video moments using our AI, our artificial intelligence. And again, that's not just a phrase we've started using. That's a phrase that that we've had AI patent date back to 2013. So it's a long-standing piece of technology. And by finding those key video moments within these either interviews or highlights, so think of an A7FL match, which goes on for 3 hours. People don't necessarily want to go back and watch all of it. They just want to be delivered the touchdowns, the 3-on-1 kickoffs, which are pretty special and people really should watch. But then from there, drive ticket sales, run ads in front of them, allow them to serve additional sponsorship. And similarly with US Club Lacrosse, where we've created US Club Lax.tv, it's taking their interviews, making snippets from those, driving traffic from socials to those sites so they can generate advertising revenue, but also sell products, not sometimes their own, but also affiliate products from other sports, from say Dick's Sporting Goods or other big sports stores where people will want to buy lacrosse kit.
Okay, so happy customers equals sticky customers, and therefore that's the revenue generation for you in part. But according to Statistica, revenue in the sports market projected to reach $52.7 billion US this year. So that's substantial. So how is recruitment going for more US sports related companies coming on?
So with these case studies, it's been great. We've been able to use these to show to other sports. In the US, it's a different market to the UK. In the UK, the club levels tend to make their own decisions. In the US, it's a much more franchise-based model, and so you tend to end up targeting the leagues. Of course, we'd love to do a deal with the likes of the NFL or the NBA, but I think you have to move your way up, steadily. So we've been working with these organizations. They've introduced us, the happy customers. Not only are they sticky customers, Sarah, they introduce us to other people as well, and other leagues that we can benefit. So that's, that for us is really important. We have a sales team, a business development team, but also the word of mouth referrals. The other piece I want to add into that is, one of the reasons that we attract business is, look, there is a $52 billion market for sports. It is huge, but still lots of people really want to spend on the players. That's where a lot of the money actually goes. So anything we can do to generate revenue, they're actually happy to share the revenue with us. So that's a great opportunity for us. So yes, maybe, we have recurring fees, but we also have performance fees attached to that as well, depending on how much we help deliver. And as you say, sports engenders a lot of loyalty, engenders a lot of spend, and we're helping them hopefully get more of that share and sharing some of that as well.
Well, the business development team's obviously been busy because it's not just sport, though. You also have American leak detection as a client. What is it that SEEEN has that Silicon Valley can't provide? And, what is this return on investment for American leak detection?
So for American leak detection, we do 2 or 3 different pieces of work. So all of it again is based around our AI looking within videos, but then it's the application of that. So in terms of, think of it that we're able to index videos at scale. That's great. But then how do people make money from it? So with ALD, we've helped them drive lower costs of pay-per-click, so they're driving more traffic to their websites and reducing their customer acquisition costs, and they've reduced that by 50%. Also embedded with their new rollout with Streamlabs, which is a product business, and it's the first time they're moving into the product side, and so we're helping them to drive product sales there by using clickable one-click video commerce. People are watching the video about this new product and they'll be able to click and buy it straight away. And we're also doing training. So there we're integrating with Salesforce and learning management systems so that a technician can go to a site and see immediately, oh, what do I need to do? What should I take with me for a job? And it's not just the technology that we have, it's also the applications and the use cases and how we fit into the workflow of clients. And we understand a lot of those industries, a lot of those needs. And so we've worked with American Leak Detection, we've worked with Tire America, we've worked with various publishers in the US as well, to help them basically take that video content, make it more snackable and deliver enhanced revenues across different mechanisms.
So throughout this conversation, Adrian, you've made it quite clear that you're not a US-only business. You have an international reach. You mentioned Scotland there. So which countries do you want to expand into, or is your growth approach about targeting markets that are sector rather than country-specific?
I would say naturally growing in UK-speaking markets is easiest for us because most of our team is in the UK and the US. However, our technology works globally, so we can, and we have worked with people, for example, in Spain. We've worked with people in other places in Europe too, and looking at doing things with people in the Caribbean, in Australia, potentially in Canada as well. But for us, it's not really a geographic focus. Our BD teams and our sales teams are really focused on sectors. And the challenge is for them is let's get the case studies we have for sports, for services, for e-commerce, and increasingly for training and education, which also, in my mind, encompasses events, and target those sectors and people with video. That's the most important. We're not a video creation platform. We really harvest the video that's already being or been created. And so that's what we're looking for. So we're looking for sectors and companies with those features, and then we can help them. And really, as I said, yeah, those are the key verticals: sports, services and e-commerce, training, and potentially publishers as well.
And that's lots of key differentiators for investors to digest. I really appreciate your time. Adrian Hargrave, Chief Executive of SEEEN, thank you once again.